Hey folks, it's Scott Grove here, Dr. Groovy from GroovyMusicLessons.com. I just had my buddy Alex. He wrote to me on my regular email, which is always fine. I'm more than happy to take stuff there. I'm actually more apt to get to them than other ways. And he wanted to know, he has a Mexican Strat. So, not that it makes a difference, but I broke out one of my Mexican Strats too. He just says he's having problems with his fretting hand hurting or being uncomfortable. We all remember that or are going through it, excuse me, or whatever. And then you get that whole thing here where it should be 100% relaxed. It should feel like your thumb is just barely even reaching up there to grab a hold of anything. If anything, it should be pulling down on your neck because your hand is so relaxed. Okay, so if there's any stiffness at all in your fretting hand, then that just simply means that something is up. Okay, so what I would suggest to Alex is to put your hand up here, put your thumb on the first, second, third fret, somewhere around there, and just let it hang your entire arm till there's no pressure anywhere except for on your thumb, just trying to hold on. And that's the way your arm should feel when you play that particular arm. It should be loose as a noodle. It should never get stiff, cramped of any kind. So that is my best suggestion for that. And the other thing that he pointed out, I'll go ahead and just get this down towards the guitar a little bit, and then I will go back and point some things out. Some people like to see the guitar porn. I've shown some of these a few times. This one, my wife kind of went through all the pages and picked all the stuff for it, but it was a copper burst Strat, and like that. It's just metal flake or sparkle more than anything. And then she went through and picked out the amazing pick guard and matching trim cover back here. And of course some really cool, if we can see them, the chicken head knobs for all the volumes and tones and all that stuff. Black output jack cover here, or cup. Anyway, so she ended up making me a beautiful accent. She don't like the way it looks when pole pieces are showing through on the pickup, so you just slam the cover over it and it makes no real flipping difference. It just looks cool. Okay, so now that we know that, Alex, the thing to do with your other hand, Alex pointed out that with that, because he always has to make a compensation for one or the other. It's like when he comes back here towards the bridge with his hands, it's like he's got this syndrome. It's like everything's all connected. He has no separation for whatever reason. Okay? And if you guys have some stuff for him to try, by all means, put your thoughts down here for him. And don't be mean about anything towards myself or him, or say, Scott, you're wrong. That's the first thing that gets you banned. Or I beg to differ. That gets you banned too. You're like, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Not on my channel. Never has been, never will. It's the way I run my ship, kids. Cuts down on the trolls, and that's the main thing. It's not that I don't want your input. It's just people are mean when they do their input. The picking hand, Alex, I don't know if you're right-handed or left-handed, that's why I'm just calling it that. And for other people who may be left-handed. Okay, that generally, if you are strumming, because you had mentioned strumming in particular, he had said he ends up here about the 19th fret or something like that, which of course will give you the bassiest sound of all the sounds you can get, because the more you play your pick towards the bridge, the more high end you'll have, or And then if I go to different pickups, so that is a huge thing because I am constantly going all over the place to make different sounds for different strings because I just don't like the way all strings are equalized, and so therefore it's a thing that's just down the line, and some of you pros out there know what I'm talking about. So you play different strings in different places all night long, and different, with each setting on your toggle switch. Okay, using the big honey tone amp by Dan Electro back here that I was given. Nothing has been vital to me for putting guitars together and testing and doing little things like this. Okay, to help you out, I know, hey, long ass video, but that's okay. I want to make sure you get it in your head what I'm talking about, because this will be 98% correct as far as most teachers and so forth actual way to tell you how to do it. Other players who play it down here around their ankles and so forth, they're just trying to look cool for other 12 and 13-year-old boys. Women think it's stupid looking too, and plus it hurts to play that way, so don't do it. Okay. Okay. As far as playing that, the general place when you're strumming is on a strap, is on the top side, meaning if your guitar is up like this, right about the top part, not the middle, but the top part of the plastic, right about there is the normal place to actually strum. If you're picking, you'll be all over the place, but never will you pick by the neck unless you just want to for, hey, because it looks cool, you think. Okay, other people, they're like, I'm not going, hey, because for some reason they think that looks cool. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what I think your actual problem is, and then it should straighten itself up. So again, that's where you're going to want your pick. Okay, so the main thing is, okay, I will stand up again shortly, but the main thing is to have the guitar so that it is, when you look down at the guitar, you do not see the front of the neck. Okay, so don't bend it out like this, unless, you're just heavy like I am. But don't put it out like that, because that will force unnatural and bad habit forming ways of playing. Okay, I will move this so you can see a little bit. Pardon me for all that. No, I'll just go ahead and do my camera because I got to. Okay. Okay, cross your legs whenever you sit. Just cross your right leg over your left if you are right-handed. So point your leg towards whichever way your neck is going. Okay, and so, make sure if you got a tall stool like I'm sitting on, my feet can't hardly hit the ground because I'm a short little dude. So I do have rungs on here, or steps that actually put my feet at floor level, if this was a floor level stool. Okay, the general way to play is not like this. You put your guitar here, okay, so you can do it like this, which is pretty natural for most people and the way most people want you to do it. And again, if you want to play it on top of your other leg, then just simply cross it and put your neck going up at about a 15-degree angle. Okay, and again, probably the most natural feeling when you are sitting, and it does make a huge difference, is put it on in the middle. Best way to do it is have a strap on you even when you're sitting down. I'll show you why in a little bit, but again, look down at the guitar and you do not see the front of the fingerboard. Okay, so you're like, why? I'll show you, and this should make sense to you. I don't get to play most of my guitars that I like in lessons because these are the kind of fingerboards I like. I like them with no markers, no markings at all, no fret markers of any kind. But then when you're trying to teach, people like to see them. It's kind of hard to have a point of reference when there really is none on there. Why they put them on the front to begin with, I really honestly do not know. Okay, so I will put it in middle position, and again, the neck sticking up. There's a very important reason doing that, because that's the way you should be holding it when you are standing as well. It should not be sticking away from you. So this will eliminate your hands being kind of tied together like that. So again, hang your thumb there, first, second, third fret, whatever. Just let it hang, dude. And that should naturally, at this angle, right down the center of your belly button should be that top part of your center pickup. That should just naturally fall that way. So this should eliminate everything. It's about how you hold the guitar. It's not your other hands that are having problems. The guitar is just being held wrong. Some people say there's no such thing as right or wrong in music. Well, there's things that definitely are better than others and that will resolve problems. How's that? So this puts you in perfect alignment. Classical players, they play their guitars up like this. They might even put it more up like this. But we're not playing classical, are we? Typical guitar playing will be done this way, sitting and standing, and that is going to be the most poignant part of this in just a second. And again, try to use a strap when you sit down. Put it on so that the strap is actually, if you kind of lean over half an inch, it's resting on your legs. But if you lean back into proper sitting position, it takes most of the weight off of your leg. So it's like right there, the strap is, I can do whatever, it's not going anywhere. Do that. Don't sit down and play guitar without a strap. It's going to be the best way to teach you this, okay? And then after a while, do whatever you want because you'll already have the technique down. Okay, here's the other thing that is killing you. You are looking over, I can already tell, and you're doing this kind of thing, trying to look at the dots. The dots are on the side. That's why those are there. These front ones, pop them out with a screwdriver, whatever. Again, I don't know why they're there other than trying to teach people because they don't need to be there. That's why on violins and every instrument before a guitar ever came out, electric guitars or such, big jazz guitars and stuff, because all your classicals and stuff, they don't have any fret markers. So no musical instruments had fret markers until, I don't know, people wanted to make them look fancy. These little dots don't look fancy. Okay, so I'm guessing that's probably your other problem is, again, you have your guitar tilted out like you're a fat man. Okay, you need to have it straight like this. Lean back again. Lean back against your chair. Set up properly. Because when you stand up, you're going to be in the same position. So none of this, because that makes this fretting hand hurt. It's not that gives strain. That's the strain you're feeling. That hurts like crazy to me. It should not do that. Your thumb should hang, your hand should hang, everything you have should hang. Be a real man. Again, if you're like this, your thumb will fall off. And that means, oops, Alex, I did it again. Okay, so there you go. So you have the right angle to your dangle. Whether it's here, whether it's sitting on here, no matter what, you've got your strap on. You don't have a strap on. You have your thumb not barely, but that's what's holding your stuff up. And now your pick falls naturally. You lay your guitar on the body. It goes right in the dead center of your arm is where the body touches your arm. And that's when you're sitting down. It doesn't have to when you're standing up. But You move it backward or forward enough so that there's just, you know, comfortable room, again, for everything to be loose. Nothing should feel tight at all. He said tight. And everything will fall perfectly into position like that. Again, this thumb, this here goes this way. You do not look at the front. Use your side markers, use proper position, and put your strap on there so that it fits correctly. Now, with all this in mind, that will fix it. That will 100% fix it. If you do all that, again, stay sitting like a proper person should, not like we all do, okay? Sit like we were told to do. It does make a difference. There's discipline here. Okay, now here's the next thing. I just stood up. The guitar isn't exactly the same. Okay, so you play in here. You should be able to just stand up, and it makes no difference. The guitar is still exactly where it was when I was sitting down because of the strap, and it still hangs exactly the same. That neck is still going up. You don't want to have it hanging like this or down at your knees again. Nothing changes, okay? This is the most important thing. If later on you want to develop a groovy look that hurts and gives you tendonitis and carpal tunnel later, then you can drop it down to your knees and hurt yourself. I don't want you to, but for the people who do it, I want it to happen to them. Okay, so that's it. So when you stand up, you still don't see the front of the neck. There's no reason for you to. If you see the front of the neck, you know you're doing something wrong, okay? Or the front of the fingerboard, which is still the front of the neck here because it's all one piece. There is no separation. And everything is the same as when you were sitting down because you had proper posture. You were sitting like I'm standing. Your back nice and arched backward, and nothing has changed. So everything still applies. Okay, so your hand will never even come close to the end of your neck like you were talking about playing up here. And then this won't have to come up here because it hurts too much to do here. Okay, so it just has to keep that angle, and it's so comfortable. Okay, the ones that get there's nothing that feels awkward about playing up here. There's nothing that feels awkward about playing here. It's just such a short distance, and none of it feels stressed, forced, foreign, nothing. So that's what you're striving for, is for everything to feel natural. So everything must be in this position for the way I teach it, and the way I was taught, and the way that most people are taught, to make sure you play your guitar sitting down exactly as you do when you stand up to play, which is why you wear a strap when you are learning to play, because it needs to be exactly the same when you stand up. No difference, not even a quarter of an inch. It has to be the same. And that will just feel beautiful for your whole life if you just sit down and play and stand up and play. And if you don't have to change the way you play because of where your strap is, or if your guitar's up here. Some people like to wear it under their neck and then let their belly stick out. A lot of bass players in the old days, they love doing that. And other people they got such a big belly, they think they have to wear it underneath there. Man, be proud, let it stick out there. Okay, so that's it, my man. So Alex, I hope you got that out of that. And people are like 20 minutes to tell him to do that. Yeah, man, I spend time with my people, and if your name isn't Alex, get out of here. You shouldn't be here anyway. You already know it all. You already have your channel, and you're helping all the people you can every single day, and you're spending every waking hour trying to think of a way to help people, other fellow musicians. So get back on your own channel and continue doing that if you know it all already. Okay? So I don't care how many times I repeat myself, I say it. So there's little to no doubt as to what to do. Okay? So there you go. Make sure your axe plays well and is set up well, and that there's no actual physical problems with the guitar. Other than that, I think you've got it, my man, and that should get you through the rest of your entire life. So again, play it standing up as you do sitting down, proper posture, the strap sitting down and standing up, and again, keep that neck up here, and do not ever look at the front of your fingerboard. Side markers are there for a reason. And there you go. Perfect, perfect, perfect way to do it. And that's the way it should be done by everybody. Okay. So Alex, thanks for writing me, my man, and for all the awesome stuff you wrote to me about as well. It's always cool to get a nice letter. Okay. Usually makes my day. Makes me want to do more for you if I actually get nice letters, and a little appreciation goes a long way. So I appreciate you, Alex, and rest of you take care, and hope somebody else gets something out of it too later on. Bye bye.